Hey all, it's me. Today I'm gonna read Threefold, Section 2, Part 3. So we're gonna go ahead and find out what's gonna happen next for uh, Hugo, Junyo, and their story. All right. When Junyo blasted open the door, he found a small group of guards waiting for him. Before they had a chance to shoot, he sent jolts of lightning from his right hand through their bodies. They fell unconscious. Another metal gate stood in his way. Once he killed Shinjiro, his death would solve everyone's problems. After Takashi got some help, he could be placed in a position and do the job well. If Takashi had gotten the position years ago, Calsadea would have avoided a lot of trouble and corruption. Junyo aimed his firearm at the metal gate. He felt anger, and he hated that feeling. He blasted through the gate into the next part of the corridor where more guards waited. By his count, there were 5 of them. He hit the closest guard in the head with his firearm, grabbed him, and used him as a shield from the oncoming Faison bullets. He shoved his body at a second guard. He blasted a third guard into the wall with his thunder. He shot a jolt of lightning at a fourth guard, held on to the body through its electrical impulses, and slung it at the fifth guard before the guard had a chance to shoot at him. When he blasted through the third metal gate, no guards were in sight. Instead, a young man stood with his back to him. Before Junyo shot him, the young man turned around grinning. He recognized him. Takashi's son, Minamoto Isamu. He remembered him. After we graduate, we should meet on the bridge, Isamu had said. Junyo hadn't said a word, only looked at him with a certain expression on his face. We have to stick to our plan. I don't see us heading into school for another 4 years, but we have the summer to decide. You are not going to change my mind, Junyo said. We've got the ability to do whatever we want, whenever we want, Isamu said, and you'd rather go to school for another 4 years? We could go into business for ourselves, or at least do something that accounts for our abilities. I have told you this multiple times, Junyo said. Just because we have our abilities does not mean we can do whatever we want. The world is about give and take. If you earn something, you will enjoy it more and respect it. Our families would not appreciate us skipping out on school, Isamu said, mocking the words Junyo had spoken to him in past conversations. We have to respect what they want from us. Isamu frowned. You're a killjoy, you know that? People dislike the truth, Junyo said. Isamu grabbed him around his neck. We're going at least for the summer. Junyo elbowed him, grabbed his arm, and twisted it behind him. I agreed with that plan, Junyo said. So why do we need to meet on the bridge? He shoved him. Isamu turned to him grinning. We're leaving tomorrow, so we're going to celebrate at the Cove tonight. We won't see the place for a long time after tonight, so I figure we should celebrate there. Isamu went serious for a moment. Plus, I've got something important to tell you, too. What do you have to tell me? Junyo asked, confused by his change in attitude. Hopefully, Isamu said, something that will change your mind. His broad grin spread across his face. Remembering Isamu changed Junyo's anger to rage. Lightning crossed his body. Sparks flew off him and struck the floor, ceiling, and walls. Junyo, Isamu said, you made it back. Junyo blasted him with thunder. The illusion disappeared. Isamu, Sam, had died 5 years ago. Junyo ran, turned left to climb some stairs, and met with the fourth metal gate. It crashed through Shinjiro's office after a powerful thunder shot from his firearm. He walked across the gate into the office and scanned it for Shinjiro. Encountering that illusion brought him clarity. It explained Takashi's behavior and why no one had challenged Shinjiro in his absence. Shinjiro was a mentalist. Dust and smoke wafted around the office. With his ears and firearm on the alert for anything that moved or made a sound, He understood how he arrived at this moment. Shinjiro framed Akura, manipulated Takashi's mind to gain the warden position, and used his abilities to control his superiors to keep his position. I never expected you to return, Shinjiro said. Junyo heard him. His voice came from his desk. He watched Shinjiro stand from behind it, aiming a shotgun at him. He had his handgun on him the moment his head raised from behind it. Shinjiro was in his late 20s, his height, but built thicker. A light complexion, short black hair, a mustache and goatee, and dark eyes completed the hard-hearted, dangerous man in front of him. Although once I had Akura in custody, Shinjiro said, I should have expected it. Junyo versus Shinjiro. Junyo and Shinjiro unleashed thunder from their firearms. Their shots collided. The noise and the following explosion sent Shinjiro behind his desk and Junyo diving out of the office. The explosion blew out the back wall. Shinjiro had managed to keep his mentalist abilities hidden, but Junyo knew he was an accomplished genetic thunder energist. Why wasn't I able to deceive you? Shinjiro asked him. Even earlier, I couldn't take control of you or the prisoner. Akura is understandable considering she's a telepath, but you and him, I don't understand. He stood from behind his desk. Junyo wondered that himself. Climbing to his feet, he stepped back into the office upon the metal gate, which brought down the doorway. Shinjiro could have taken control of them when they were in the prison earlier. Something or someone prevented it. Must have been Akura. That could not be true. If so, she would have helped Takashi. Guess you two are stronger than you look, Shinjiro said, but I highly doubt it. However, you did manage to surprise me, Junyo. You're keeping prisoners as company now. Is he your new friend? I can't believe you can still make friends. Actually, I'm shocked. Ha! See what I did there? Junyo shot at Shinjiro but missed when he dove to the side. He hit his desk and watched it explode into pieces at the wall. Shinjiro fired a shot, but Junyo dropped to the floor and returned fire. Can't you speak? Shinjiro asked. Or did you become a mute again after Sam died and you abandoned Takashi? Losing 2 sons in the same month was hard on him. He went crazy with grief after losing Sam, but you knew that much. After you left, he just went crazy. In order to help him, I let him stay on. Many people felt sorry for him. No one more than me. With those words, lightning sparked across Junyo's body as he rose to his feet. He clenched his right hand into a fist and brought lightning down on the roof. The falling debris served as a distraction that caused Shinjiro to look up, prompting Junyo to shoot lightning from his right hand and use it to throw him out of the office. Shinjiro and his shotgun sailed through the air together through the hole where the back wall used to be. Junyo walked to the window and watched as they plummeted toward the ground. He used his lightning to grab hold of Shinjiro and prevent his descent. He and Shinjiro watched the shotgun explode when he clenched his left fist and brought lightning from the sky upon it. He turned Shinjiro around and drew him back into the office using lightning he sent coursing through his body. He watched Shinjiro's face contort in pain. My hometown, Junyo said. My people and my family. He shook his head. You tried to destroy them. You tried to kill someone I love. She believes you should live. I do not. He sent a stronger jolt through Shinjiro's body and watched his face contort into a different position. It's not in you to kill me, Shinjiro said. Remember Atsuro, Daisuke, Satoshi? You left them for dead in your fit of rage, but you couldn't kill them. Junyo remembered the lightning storm he brought down on them. You couldn't kill them because deep down you knew I was right, Shinjiro said. Sam's death wasn't their fault. They were innocent. You regretted what you did, which is why you fled. But you have to kill me, don't you? Because if you don't, I'll go after Akura again. followed by Yoshino, and ending with Takashi. He smirked. You'll spend the rest of your life broken. Shinjiro tossed Junyo tossed Shinjiro back out of the office and let him fall. He watched him fall, another evil cast out from this world. Watching him fall, however, did not bring the satisfaction he sought. Don't kill him. He remembered Akira's message. He let her down when he decided to leave home all those years ago. He would not let her down again. He used his lightning to retrieve Shinjiro and slammed his body against the prison before he drew him back into the office and threw him against one of his bookcases. He saw his bloody face before Shinjiro crumpled to the floor. You proved my point, Shinjiro said into the floor. Junyo used his lightning to throw him at the ceiling and let him drop. He watched Shinjiro spit out some blood and laugh afterward. Don't act like you care, Junyo, Shinjiro said. That would be beneath you. You're heartless. If you had cared, I never would have gotten away with all this in the first place. Your departure changed everything, which means you're to blame for everything. Fry him. He held Shinjiro in midair with lightning and sent it surging through his body. Shinjiro had a point. He should hate himself for it, but Shinjiro's point only made him hate him more. Junyo! Hugo called out his name. Junyo continued his assault, ignoring the voice belonging to a man that did not matter to him. Takashi's all right, Hugo said. Shinjiro has been manipulating him, but he's back in his right state of mind. When he heard about Takashi, Junyo turned toward Hugo. Shinjiro took this opportunity to blast Hugo with thunder. Junyo watched Hugo fly back through the corridor. Junyo faced Shinjiro, and Shinjiro blasted him with thunder from his hands. He quickly fired a thunder bullet, but this only prevented a direct attack. The aftermath of their colliding thunder threw him back. He hit the bookcase behind him, fell to the floor, and felt the bookcase land on him. He watched Shinjiro drop to the floor and struggle to his feet, and trudged toward him. He pushed off the floor to lift the bookcase, but Shinjiro stomped on it, putting all his weight on his back and putting Junyo back on the floor. Looks like you lost another friend, Shinjiro said slowly. I'm glad you're no friend of mine. I could end up hurt, or worse. This has become a pattern, Junyo. Staring at the floor, Junyo knew Shinjiro held a hand over him. Hugo was not as strong as Takashi. Getting hit straight on with thunder took his life, and Akira would not forgive him for letting Hugo die. He realized something in that moment. He would have to let Akira down again. Shinjiro caused his family to suffer for the last time. His vision began to blur. Everything began to grow bright. He lifted his head and shot lightning from his eyes. He had never done that before. Streams of light sent Shinjiro out of the office at the same time. Junyo blinked a few times to retrieve his sight. He turned his head to find Takashi holding his firearm. They nodded toward each other. Junyo lifted the bookcase off of him and climbed to his feet. Takashi left the office for Hugo. Junyo knew this. He hesitated before he followed him. All right, guys and gals, that was part 3. Tomorrow will be part 4 of section 2 of Threefold. And we'll find out whether Hugo is dead or not. And we'll find out how Junyo reacts to having his father figure back and Shinjiro flying out the office, presumably to his death if he wasn't dead already. So anyway, anything that you are wondering might have happened, we'll find out tomorrow. Thanks for listening, and hope to hear from you from any comments, questions, or concerns, and I'll address them in future videos. All right, adios. Good night.